Hi everyone. I wanted to pop on today because as you saw through my Facebook post, I received so many awesome comments, so much support. I'm so thankful for that. And at the same time, I received quite a few private messages from friends, acquaintances that were really wanting to know how I found my lump. Did I do regular breast checks? They don't think they're doing them properly. Um, just a lot of questions. And I feel like I can use this diagnosis and this journey to help other people, which is so against me. Like going on video and telling my story, I really am not that kind of person that shares personal information, but for some reason I feel drawn to do this. I just feel like if I can help one person, it will all be worth it. So whoever needs this, I know someone's needing this. I figured I would go through my journey. This is my journey. This is not what other people may have experienced, but it may help. I don't know. So I have a lot of people. Oh my goodness, look at this. Sorry, she just jumped up. So people were asking me, did you find this? Was this through your regular annual appointment? Like, how did you find it? Everybody's frantic, because it could be them. So I was never one to do breast self checkups. I would say, like, I've been thinking about it. Maybe I did it, I don't know, 3 to 4 times a year. You're supposed to do them monthly. I didn't. Luckily, I did find my lump through a self check. I was worried also that, I wasn't doing it properly. Some people just say they don't know how to do it and won't do it. I encourage all of you to just do it, even if you don't know if you're doing it properly. You will feel something, you will feel it. I was laying flat in my bed and felt it. Now, I didn't know if it was something because I feel like in school, I remember them always saying that it's going to feel like a pea-sized bump, or if it's larger, I just picture like this circular ball feeling. And I feel like we even practice self-checks, and that's the type of lump that was in the fake boobs that we did or whatever we did. Mine didn't feel like that. Mine felt like, I don't even know how to explain it, like bumpy breast tissue. It wasn't like a ball. It just felt like lumpy breast tissue. So that's why I didn't know. I always hear people say, they have dense breast tissue. So in my mind, I thought, well, it's probably just dense breast tissue. So I made my appointment with my GYN right away. She saw me within a few days. I went in and she confirmed that, yes, it was a lump. So she said she was going to send me for a biopsy and mammogram, and that it was probably nothing because I'm 41 years old and a lot of women have this and they're benign. So I was scheduled for the mammo and ultrasound. Within, I think it was the following week, I went in and they did the mammo, they did the ultrasound, and they told me that the radiologist would come in afterwards and discuss any results, good or bad, that they saw. So at the end, the radiologist came in the room, and I knew right away that it wasn't good. She didn't say anything. I just knew. I'm a very intuitive person, and I feel like I knew from the get-go that this didn't belong. I know a lot of my girlfriends have said that their GYNs have told them, you know, you have very dense breast tissue, or a lot of my friends are prone to cysts, and they're like, that was never me. So I knew that it didn't belong in there. At any rate, the radiologist came in, very sweet woman, and said, you know, I have major concerns about what we saw on the ultrasound and the mammo. And then she also saw something in my armpit, so she had concerns about a lymph node there, and said that she wanted to schedule a biopsy. And then her next words were, "Are you available this week?" And I knew at that point this was not good. Like, we have to do this week. So that was on a Monday. I scheduled it for Friday. And right away she was like, "Do you have a history of breast cancer in your family?" I said, my grandmother did have breast cancer, but she was 71. So that seems to be a little different when women get it postmenopausal. It's not, I don't know what the proper words were, but they never really took it as serious, like, since she was older. I don't know. So I said, that's it. No one else has any history of breast cancer. So at any rate, I went in on Friday, November 8th, our anniversary, our wedding anniversary, and had the ultrasound, the ultrasound guided biopsy done. So what that was they numb you with lidocaine, and then they use a huge long needle, very thin long needle. Was not terrible because you're totally numb. And then they guide the needle, but also have the ultrasound on there so they can get it right into the mass. So that was the first time I watched it live on screen and saw the mass. And then they also biopsied the enlarged lymph node that I had and said, it's Friday, we'll call you Tuesday or Wednesday with your results. Going back, I kind of jumped forward, but I was just trying to think back of the day that I had the mammo and the ultrasound. I was by myself because Ray was going to come, but obviously he couldn't go back in the room with me, so I said, don't even bother, it's fine. When she said that she had high concerns and I knew, I left there and got in the car and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. Got it all out, and then had to call Ray because I'm like, I have to get myself together. Like, I don't want to get him upset before we even know what it is. But in my head, like, I just knew. So I got myself together. I called him. I said, you know, they have concerns, whatever, biopsy, whatever. I was a mess. So that was a bad day. And that was before I even knew that it was cancer. But I'm just trying to outline, you know, the feelings that you go through too with the whole experience. So at any rate, we're going to jump forward. I had the biopsy. Monday passes, they don't call me. Tuesday comes, I'm waiting in the morning. I'm thinking for some reason, well, if they're here, they're going to call me in the morning because I don't have anything, other things to do. Never called. I'm like, you know what? I need to go food shopping. Go to Walmart. Phone rings. 904 number. I'm like, this is it. Let me pull my card over. I'm in the pharmacy section. I brought Post-it notes and a pen because I thought if she calls, I want to be able to write down whatever. So she says who she is. Yes. And then she said, I just wanted to let you know your test results came back and you have mammary ductal carcinoma, invasive. So as soon as I heard invasive, I'm like, that's not good either. It's cancer and it's invasive. This is not a good situation. So I'm leaning on the diapers, writing down mammary ductal carcinoma, just writing down whatever she's saying. Like, not even, I can't even explain to you the fog that you're in, but you're just like, yep, writing cancer, not even processing it. Okay. I'm saying, what do I have to do next? She recommended Mayo Clinic. She trained there. Here she was from Philadelphia, went to Drexel, and then came down here for her fellowship at Mayo and said that they were outstanding. So, okay, I'm going to go to Mayo. I'm asking her needless questions because I'm in shock probably. How do I get my records to Mayo? Because that's important right now. This is what I'm thinking, like, ridiculous. You're in pure shock. I don't even know how to explain it. So then she said, and the lymph node was positive. So then I'm like, shit, now the lymph node's positive. Okay, all right, but I'm very type A. So what do I do next? She said, call Mayo. Okay, I'm going to call Mayo. Went home, got on the phone. That didn't come yet. I called Ray on the way home. I wasn't going to. I was going to wait until he got home. But then I knew he'd be mad that I waited to not call him right away. So I called him on the way and said, the radiologist just called and it's cancer. He couldn't even get words out. He said, okay. And then I don't even know what it was like. I can't even explain it. It was like jargon. Like, do you need me to come home? I'm like, what? I said, no, please don't come home. It was 2:00 by then. There's nothing you can do here. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Most important thing, don't cry on the phone with Ray. He's going to get upset. Hold yourself together. Good. Good. I'm fine. Stay at work. He was a mess. I knew it. He was trying to hide it. I knew he was a mess. So then I got home and I called Mayo right away. And they were phenomenal on the phone. They said that they had an appointment. It was 2 weeks, but they were going to try to get me in sooner. She had to call up to the actual doctor to get me in sooner, which they did. And then I had to call my mom, which was not good either, because how do you tell your mom that you have cancer? And then she's upset, and I'm like, my most important thing, and this is me in general, is like, hold it together for these people, because like, they're a mess as it is. If I am hysterical on the phone, like, game over. So it's just my personality. Hold it together. My poor mom was a mess too. Like, people try to hide it, but they can't. She was a mess. She said she just kept thinking, like, why can't this be me? Like, I'm the older one. Why does she have to go through this? Like, I just want it to be me. And then I'm saying to her, like, I'm just happy it's me and not my kids having to ever go through this. Like, I'll take it. I'll do it as long as it's not my kids. But then she's saying, well, now you know how I feel. So it's a mess. But I hung up with her and I was right here in my bed. And I cried because the thoughts go through your mind are so negative when you finally get the diagnosis. Like, it's just negative thoughts automatically, like, and they're uncontrollable. Like, I'm dying. My kids, like, my husband, I'm leaving my husband with 3 kids. Like, how's he gonna take care of them without me? Like, crazy negative thoughts, and I don't think there's any way to stop them because I tried. So, just negative. Like, I thought I was dying. I don't know why. Like, you just go to that place. Like, it didn't help that it was in my lymph node either. I'm thinking, oh my God, like, I have lung cancer too, or something. Crazy, crazy thoughts. I'm dying is like all you think. I'm done. Like, this is happening, and I'm done. I have to pick the kids up soon. So, yeah. So that was that day. I had a bad day. So I had a bad day, the ultrasound mammo day, and I had a really bad day when she called me and confirmed that it was cancer. So from there, I got myself together because now, all right, that was out of the way. Now I'm type A, so now I'm moving on. Like, what is next? I need a plan. I'm not going to sit around here waiting, having pity on myself. Like, I have cancer. I'm done. Like, no. Done. I have 3 kids. I have stuff to do. I don't have any time for this nonsense. So what's the plan? Mayo has been unbelievable. They set me up. They got me in, instead of 2 weeks, they got me in 1 week. So I had to go see a breast specialist first, along with the nurse navigator was my first appointment. And then the very next day, they already had me set up with an MRI first, genetic testing second with the genetic doctor, and then a PET scan following that. So that was a Thursday and a Friday. I'm going to end the video here because you may be done. Like, you don't want to watch any more of this. So the next video I'll pick up will be when I finally go to Mayo and get answers. Because at this point, I just know like what type of cancer it is. And in the breast cancer world, the most important piece of information, or one of the most important pieces of information, is your receptor type. Some are worse than others, and it determines your whole treatment. So whenever I get another minute, I'll jump on and get into that story. So I'm hoping that this is helpful to someone. I feel like someone needs to see this. I feel like please don't just not do your self-checks because you don't think you're doing it right, because the regret, I don't know if regret is the right word, but if, I'm just thinking like, if you do end up with breast cancer, like the anger that you'll have at yourself for not checking sooner will eat you alive. Like, I can't imagine, like, you know, what if I didn't do this and that it was like stage 4, and I don't know. I just want to encourage you to just do your breast self-checks. It takes 2 minutes, and to find it earlier as opposed to later, just, it's life-changing. I mean, it could mean life or death. So just go in a circular motion. I recommend laying flat. You can feel better around there, and just go in a circular motion. I've had breast exams by every single doctor now, so I really have been trying to pay attention to how they do it. Like 2 fingers, every piece of tissue, okay? Just go around the whole thing. Feel in your armpit even, and just work around and get closer and closer to the center. And you want to like really move it around and press in there, okay? You're not just gliding, because you may not feel it. So you want to put a little pressure on there too, and just keep your fingers on there as you're doing it. Just do it. Even if you're not doing it right, like I never did it. I didn't think I was doing it right, and I found it. Okay, so I'll jump on again and I'll tell you what my receptor type was, the phase that it was in, all that fun information that I got at my first appointment at Mayo. Have a good day.